How one assassination started World War I, June 28, 1914. The streets of Sarajevo were alive with excitement. People crowded the sidewalks, waving flags as the heir to one of Europe's most powerful empires prepared to drive through the city. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary sat calmly beside his wife, Sophie, smiling and waving to the crowd. To most people, it looked like an ordinary royal visit, but hidden among the spectators were young men with pistols, bombs, and one impossible mission. They believed that if they could kill one man, they could change history. None of them knew that within weeks, millions of people would be marching toward battle. No one imagined that entire cities would be reduced to rubble. No one believed that an empire would disappear, another would collapse, and a generation of young men would never return home. All because of a few shots fired on a quiet summer morning. Earlier that day, the assassins had taken their positions along the route. Their hearts pounded as the Archduke's motorcade approached. The first assassin froze. The second lost his nerve. Then another conspirator hurled a bomb toward the royal car. For one terrifying second, it looked as though the mission had succeeded, but the driver saw the object just in time. He accelerated. The bomb bounced off the back of the car and exploded beneath the vehicle behind it. The Archduke survived. The streets erupted in smoke, screams, and confusion. Police rushed to capture the attacker. The remaining conspirators slipped into the crowd. The assassination had failed. Or so everyone believed. Shaken but determined, Franz Ferdinand insisted on continuing his visit. Later, he decided to visit the wounded from the bombing at the local hospital. It seemed like the danger had passed, but fate had other plans. As the royal car drove through Sarajevo once again, the driver made a wrong turn. Realizing the mistake, he stopped and began to reverse. By extraordinary coincidence, the car came to a halt directly in front of a small delicatessen. Standing outside was a 19-year-old student named Gavrilo Princip. Minutes earlier, he had believed the mission was over. Now the man he had been searching for was only a few steps away. He couldn't believe his luck. Without hesitation, Princip stepped forward. He drew his pistol. The crowd froze. Two shots echoed through the street. One bullet struck Sophie. The other hit Franz Ferdinand.
The Archduke looked at his wife and whispered, "Sophie, don't die. Stay alive for our children."
Within minutes, they were both dead. At first, the world reacted with shock, but not panic. After all, political assassinations had happened before. Kings had been killed. Presidents had been attacked. Empires had survived. Surely this tragedy would be no different. They were wrong. Behind palace walls and government offices, leaders began blaming one another. Austria-Hungary accused neighboring Serbia of supporting the assassins. Russia vowed to protect Serbia. Germany promised to stand by Austria-Hungary. France stood with Russia. Britain watched the crisis unfold. One assassination had become a diplomatic emergency. Then came the ultimatums, the mobilizations, the declarations of war. Like a row of falling dominoes, alliances pulled country after country into the conflict. What began with 2 gunshots in Sarajevo soon spread across Europe, then to Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and the oceans of the world. By the time the fighting ended 4 years later, an estimated 20 million people had died. 4 great empires had collapsed. The map of Europe had been redrawn, and the peace that followed proved so fragile that it helped set the stage for an even deadlier conflict, World War II. But here's the question that historians still ask today. Did Gavrilo Princip's bullets truly start the First World War? Or did they simply ignite a continent that had already been soaked in political tension, military rivalry, and competing alliances? To answer that, we have to look beyond the assassination itself and uncover why Europe in 1914 was already standing on the edge of disaster.